think of a startup founder you admire. Someone who's built a revolutionary business based on interesting technology with a sizable valuation. Who comes to mind? Did you think of Mark Zuckerberg? Did you think of Steve Jobs? Did you think of Elon Musk? Did you think of a woman? Any woman? My hunch in asking you that question is that most of you would think of a man. Someone who is white, well-educated, from an upper or middle-class background, and whose leadership style could be described as irreverent. You would not be alone in that thinking. As it turns out, our startup ecosystem is full of individuals, both men and women, who believe that the definition of successful startup founder is one of a white man from a certain background. This bias influences the way investors look at the companies they fund, the way experts support the companies they mentor, and even the way women founders view their own chances of success. And yet, studies from McKinsey and Harvard Business School tell us that startups with diverse leadership teams perform better and provide better returns to their investors. The lack of diversity in venture capital is a perfect example of how this bias plays out. Research tells us that the venture community simply doesn't believe that women are as likely as men to create big, successful businesses. And yet, a Babson College report told us that only 15% of venture deals involved a startup with a woman on the leadership team, and only 3% of venture deals involved a startup with a woman CEO. So how do we attack this problem? How do we ensure that women founders get the support, education, and investment they need to live up to their potential? By engaging every member of our startup community to play a role in leveling the playing field, by examining their behavior and taking small steps to improve the community as a whole. So for the investors in the room, look at the teams that you're inviting into your offices to pitch. If a team is made up entirely of men, ask them why there isn't a woman among them. Help them understand that the makeup of their teams matters and that diverse teams produce better financial outcomes. You can even require that the teams that you invest in have at least one woman founder, as the angel investor group Golden Seeds does. For those who mentor startups and run the programs that help them succeed, look at the teams that you're working with and inviting into your programs. Mike Volpe, who was the first CMO at HubSpot, hosted free office hours for startup founders to meet with him. He reserved half of the time slots for women and minority founders. Techstars and Mass Challenge improved the gender diversity of their cohorts by reaching out to organizations that support women founders and asked them to encourage their members to apply. And for the women founders in the room, understand that women are often more conservative when it comes to their financial projections than men are. So look at your numbers closely and adjust them as needed before you meet with potential investors. Research also indicates that investment firms with at least one woman partner invest in more women-run businesses. So be sure to add a couple of those firms to your list of potential targets. Awareness of the lack of gender diversity in our startup ecosystem is increasing. The backlash against the all-male slate of finalists for this year's Mass TLC Awards is a perfect example. But many individuals still struggle with identifying ways that they can help. My hope is that by giving every stakeholder in our community a small, tactical step that they can take to improve the environment for women founders, that we can accelerate the pace of positive change. Thank you.